guys! Oh my god, that sounded really bad. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be telling you about the time that I dated a bachelor contestant or bachelorette contestant. I don't really know. What was he on? Who knows? Who cares? Because he's not really that important. Actually, he was really important. So this happened quite some time ago. Now, in a lot of my story time videos, what is this? This looks like I'm jerking off a penis. It's been quite some time since this stuff has happened, and I'm much more boring now, so don't hate. And I was at a bar with my friend, and this bar is known in Connecticut as being like a meat market, so a lot of tool bags hang out there, which of course is the reason why I went there. I was single during this pocket of time in my life. There was a juice head in particular that caught my eye. As soon as we walked in, I saw him and I was like, he's kind of cute. And I'm sitting at the bar and I'm looking over at him, and I noticed that he's looking over at me too, and I noticed that he looks a lot like Gerard Butler, which had me very excited. I love Gerard Butler. I think he's absolutely beautiful. Eventually, the guy walked on over to me and introduced himself. He was there with his other friends who were less attractive than he was. I had my girlfriend there. I think my girlfriend had a boyfriend, so she was like kind of my wing woman that night. We're talking to this guy, and one of the first things that comes out of his mouth is, I was on The Bachelor. Your name would have been nice. This will do. I don't need to know anything else. Let's just leave it at you're a Bachelor contestant, and then everything else, we'll just leave it till later. Or never, because I don't really care about you. So we're drinking, having fun, and eventually we ended up back at his place. And I was a very impressionable 21-year-old. If you came up to me and told me you were on some reality show, or I would have been like, oh, you're so cool. So when he asked me to come back to his beachfront condo, all I could think, well, he was on The Bachelor, so there's no way he could be a creep or a bad person or try to kill me. Eventually, we ended up at this guy's beachfront condo, and his friend was there, and I was like such a bad friend that night. Like, looking back on it, Heather, I'm so sorry. So because I was so interested in Gerard Butler's pretend cousin, I was kind of like, Heather, I really want to like make out with this guy. So can you just like go and play Scrabble with his less attractive friend? And she totally took one for the team that night. I threw her the grenade that night, and she handled it really well. Like, she did not like his friend at all. Like, I'm pretty sure his friend was awful. Anyways, so I'm hanging out with Gerard Butler. We're holding hands, and since he lived on the beach, we decided to go for a walk. I'm pretty sure if I'd given him the chance to have sex with me that night, he probably would have, but I just didn't really want to do that. I figured, you know, he's a Bachelor contestant. This is someone you bring home to your grandparents, so I don't want to mess this up, even though I don't know his name, but we've got time to learn these things. Life is long. We will get to it one day. After that night ended, we exchanged numbers, and me and Gerard Butler stayed in touch for quite some time. He had family that lived somewhere further away, and I know that he left for like 3 or 4 weeks to go see them. So for those 3 or 4 weeks, we actually ended up texting every single day, and conversation was really good between us. I actually ended up learning his name, and then when I learned his name, I went on Amazon and bought like the entire season of The Bachelor show that he was on, and I watched all of his episodes, and turns out he was kicked off the show relatively early. And come to find out, he quit his job in order to be on The Bachelor. Like, do I really need to quit my job that I have been working my whole life towards in order to go and be in a jacuzzi with a bunch of naked people on national television? And he probably thought yes. After a while, the whole entire Bachelor thing got really old. Like, he would not stop talking about it. Not that cool. After about a month of us talking and him being away in freaking Ghana, he returned to his beachfront condo residence, and by the way, he was unemployed. Have I mentioned that? I just need to fit that in there. I don't know how he afforded living in a beachfront condo. See, I don't ask enough questions. Hey, what's up? I'm the president of Korea, and I own a candy factory. Would you like to get into my bus? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And that's not how you should do things. I feel like I should have paid attention that day in elementary school where Mrs. Spistow said, Stephanie and young students of equal stupidity. There is no such thing as a stupid question. So anyways, he returned and he invited me out on a date, and I was a little bit nervous, and also simultaneously I was kind of talking to my ex-boyfriend, and we were somewhat sort of reconciling, but not really, because we were just like still kind of fighting. But then we were just like, let's maybe get back together, but I also hate you. So I go out on a date and I figure, okay, if this guy like sweeps me off of my feet, then I'm gonna give him a shot, and if not, then I'm probably just gonna go back to my ex-boyfriend. And he takes me to a bar, then we go back to his beachfront condo. The entire time I'm just not feeling it, because all he's doing is like talking about The Bachelor. I don't care about The Bachelor. And at one point I remember him trying to like kiss my nether regions, and I was like, nope, and I ended up leaving. And then the next day I texted him and I said, I'm sorry, this is not working out for me. I'm just not feeling it. I felt like honesty would be the best policy. I didn't want to lead him on. You know, he'd been through a lot in his life. He was disqualified from The Bachelor. I'm sure he had enough emotional baggage to carry around, so I just didn't want to contribute to any more of his pain. So that was kind of my experience of dating, very briefly, a Bachelor contestant. Lesson of the day is I don't really know what lesson comes out of this story at all. So yeah, that's it for today's story time video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!